Hello guys and welcome back to the Darwin setup guide. In this part I finally want to talk about the spring tension, or how I like to call it, the basic spring tension. So this adjustment which every pedal on the market has in some sort, in some way. On the Darwin it is all located in this, I like to call it a slider. And basically the slider moves up and down when you spin this wheel. This wheel also has indicator points, so it actually locks and gives you always an idea how much you have twisted. So especially when you adapt the spring tension on the main and on the slave pedal and just want to copy it on the slave pedal, it's very easy if you just go 10 clicks on the left side, 10 clicks on the right side, and you always know how much you did. Also go 5 clicks up, 5 clicks down, see what it does, what it not, what if it feels right, if not. So you always have a reference point and you're always able to go back if it just feels uncomfortable in any way. As you already know, with the beta angle adjustment, that's the very last thing I would recommend to touch. First I would recommend to just mess around with the footboard height, then with the beta angle, then with the spring tension. I've also made a video, I think a few months ago, where I talked a little bit about the different spring tensions that work in a pedal, the static spring tension, the dynamic spring tension. So I'll put a link about that in the description as well if you're curious about that topic. Besides that, as you now already know, the spring tension is set up just by this wheel that shifts the whole slider up and down, and further up increases or loosens the spring tension. Interestingly, I would also recommend to go in very slow steps, or in very narrow steps, because the geometry of the Darwin spring is a little bit different, as you used to know from probably other pedals. The whole spring works very efficient. What that means is during the beta rotation it generates way more tension than other pedals and other spring combinations. So that means probably you do have a very soft and easy to play basic spring tension, but in the end you do have all the power you need in order to get the beta and the footboard up again, the beta back, and you get the feedback you're looking for when you want to go fast, but it's still very effortless to play because you don't have much to work against. So when you feel the need to increase the spring tension, do it in tiny little steps. And if you, because you use a heavy beta or another setup, you maxed out or you're close to maxing out the regular spring, before doing that, I would recommend to swap out this basic spring for the heavy one. Both of them look very similar. A little trick to tell them apart is to just put them in between your fingers and bend them. The heavier spring is way harder to bend than the regular spring. So when you're having a hard time just telling them apart, just bend them and you will know what's going on. So when you're close to maxing out the spring tension of the regular spring, I recommend to go back to a medium spring tension again, and then you can basically remove the spring from these hooks on the top and on the bottom that are ball bearing supported, and then you can just put in the regular or the heavy spring in that case and give it another try. I will see if I manage it without looking too silly doing that. Yeah, that's it. Now the heavy spring is in, and the heavy spring is, compared to the regular spring, obviously a little bit thicker, so heavier in that case, but also tiny little bit shorter. That means this spring is even more progressive compared to the regular spring, and even on a medium to low spring setting, it still feels already way stiffer than the regular spring. So if you feel the need for a tighter setup, or for, let's say, or if you also like to play a soft pedal but on a narrow beta angle, try to give the heavier spring a try also on a low to just medium setting, and it probably will be the thing you're looking for. Who knows? It's once again another option worth experimenting with, and honestly for me it's quite fun to do so. Yeah, I think with that being said, once again, that's all I have for you in terms of the spring tension. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. And until then, I hope to see you in the next part.